Hey my good friend, Sam Haymart with Test Driven TV. I finally got the chance to test drive the very popular Volkswagen ID.4 electric crossover. I've got some driving impressions, and that is what's coming up. Introduced in 2021, the Volkswagen ID.4 is the brand's first dedicated electric vehicle based on the company's new MEB architecture that'll be the building block for many models to come from VW, Audi, and Porsche. The ID.4 is a crossover SUV by design, tall and wide. It's longer and taller than the VW GTI, but shorter than a Tiguan. Its design is typical Volkswagen DNA in its form and its lines. No surprises here, other than a few futuristic details and surface renders fitting of its place in the world. As expected, there's LED lighting all around, a panoramic sunroof, and 19-inch wheels on our Pro S all-wheel drive tester. As tested, it prices out just under $50,000. Upon sitting behind the wheel, I was pleased by the familiar Volkswagen smell. If you've ever owned VWs, as I have, you know exactly what I mean. It gives a sense of home. The cabin is very futuristic and new in its design and layout, yet retains the quirky character I've come to expect from the brand. Seating here was leatherette with plenty of comfort space and a high seating position. The instrument cluster is a small compact piece floating above the steering wheel, very much like on a motorcycle. Its gear selector is a cute and innovative rocker toggle at the right side of it. Quirky, but it works. The main user interface is a floating touchscreen at the center of the dash with a few but minimal hard controls for common tasks. It looks nice, but not the easiest thing to live with. You have to page back and forth through different menu trees to adjust your HVAC and then to your radio and then to other things. Add to the extra steps for common tasks, a level of complication and lack of intuitiveness is just inconvenient in spite of all of its excellent feature content and connectivity. Packaging for the interior is good, however, with its 82 kilowatt-hour battery pack located under its pancake flat floor. It offers a variety of charging formats, including DC fast charging, which, while there are few such chargers about these days, makes for a short, snappy deal when you can find one. Rest assured, someday DC fast chargers will be common and the expected. Having its capability now is a must. Powering our ID.4 are two motors, front and rear, with a total of 295 horsepower. I found that the power is more than adequate to move its 4,600 pounds of mass. The powertrain has the level of refinement and finesse in its daily operation and performance that befits Volkswagen well. The adjustable regenerative braking and one-pedal functionality is nice too, with strong, powerful regen capacity if you like using it this way. Unfortunately, I found that no matter how you set it up, it always defaults back to the factory setting when you turn the car off. That gets us to the handling experience, which for me was fatally marred this week by standard lane assist, which is part of the IQ Drive system. Always defaults to on every time you start the car. If it worked well and could be lived with, it might not be such an issue, but it's overly aggressive and overreacts in a way that's jarring, unnerving, and dare I say it, almost unsafe. Driving in a crowded city, it constantly grabs the wheel and fights you through traffic, poorly marked roads and construction zones to a point where I just wanted to park the damn thing and walk away. The crux of it is that you can't permanently turn it off. Instead, you have to page through 3 menu levels on the touchscreen after it takes its sweet time to boot up every time you start the car. Annoying AF. Just give us an off switch like the rest of the manufacturers do. Not everyone wants a mother-in-law in the backseat grabbing at the wheel constantly. Whew! Looking past that deal breaker for me, the handling of the ID.4 is otherwise delightful. It's one of the most refined and sporty feeling EVs I've tested of late, including the Kia EV6, the Hyundai Ioniq 5, and the Ford Mach-E. The ride isn't overly bouncy or firm. It very much has the refinement and fun-to-drive factor as a GTI, albeit a very heavy one. It's just a shame that the lane assist system gets in the way of joy at every turn. This is a car that I almost absolutely love to the point that I'd recommend it in the form of our I'd buy it list, but for the compulsory aggressive driving aids. Its pricing, features, and performance, and the livability, as well as the refinement and quality, are all top-notch. Give me an off switch for the controlling mother-in-law in the back seat, and I would totally buy it. All right, my friends, anyone out there that thinks that I'm a paid journalist that's just sitting on the lap of the companies and doing whatever they say and just saying pretty things about their cars, hey, I tell you what I really think. That's my job as a journalist. And I do have opinions. So there you go. I may not be agreed with by all, but these are my driving impressions of this car. It's a wonderful car in every way except for one. Just give me a switch. Turn off the mother-in-law. Well, there you go. If you like what we do, see our latest video right there. Better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel right there. If you don't like what you just saw, there's comments down below. Either way, stay tuned.